Hello, coming back to you here. This is TexasFred. Want to do this one from my gun page on Facebook, which is United States Gun Owners Association. I've been around guns all my life. My dad was a gunsmith. I grew up with guns. I grew up with shooting. Never fired a pistol until I was 17 years old. But I shot rifles and shotguns ever since I was big enough to hold one. And I've learned a lot of things about guns over the years. I'm not going to say I'm an expert. I don't know it all. Lord knows I learn something all the time. But we have a lot of people that don't know nearly enough about guns. And they're always asking, Fred, what kind of gun should I get? I want to learn to shoot. I want to start being a shooter, and I want to carry a gun. And my answer to them is, I don't have the slightest idea what kind of gun you should get. If I don't know you personally, if I don't know how tall you are, or how big or small you are, or how strong you are, I can't just absolutely off the cuff tell you, buy this, buy that, buy the other, get a 22, get a 45. My God, there's everything in between. Personally, I'm 6'1". I weigh a lot more than I should, but I'm honest about stuff. I've got a lot of hand strength. I've shot for years. Once upon a time, I could shoot a 44 Magnum one-handed, no problem, but those days are long gone. I've gotten old. I still shoot a 45. Love my 45. I have to admit, I am a 45 nut. But I wouldn't recommend a 45 as a starter gun for anyone. You have to develop your skills. You have to develop your abilities. You have to get your mindset right. Just because you have a gun doesn't mean that you are Billy the Kid or Wyatt Earp or something like that. You have to practice for years to develop the skills, to draw, to get on target, to fire, to know when to draw and when to fire. Those are your most critical points. As far as calibers, makes, models, there's nothing out there that is a one size fits all. It just doesn't play out that way. If you're going to buy a gun, the best thing I can recommend to anyone is go to a gun shop. Don't talk to some just, 17, 18-year-old kid that's in there working the counter. Ask to speak to the gunsmith. Ask to speak to the owner. Ask to speak to the oldest gun hand in there and tell them, I want to get involved. I want to shoot guns. Here's what I got. I got these hands are this big. You see my size. Help me here. Go shopping. Don't buy the first thing they hand you, and don't let anyone in any gun shop anywhere look at you and hand you a gun and say, this is the perfect gun for you. Maybe, maybe not. You never know. Try them all. Try 22s, 380s, 357 SIGs, 40 calibers, 9mm if that's what you're into. I wouldn't have a 9mm for love or money. Or try a 45, especially if you go to a range or a gun shop that has a range that will let you shoot guns, that has guns there that you can try out. That's my best advice to you. Go somewhere and shoot the guns, or find a friend that's got guns and shoot the various calibers. Learn what the recoil feels like. Learn how to get that proper grip, that proper stance, and then train. Go see people that have training facilities. we have a member on the USGOA that has a facility out in Canton, Texas. And Larry Browning is one of the better gun trainers that I can think of. If I could remember the gentleman that actually owns the range that Larry works with, I'd mention him too. At the moment, it slips my mind. That happens as you get older. Jim Lynch is his name. God, I love it when those come back to you like that. Jim and Larry are some of the best concealed carry instructors, weapons instructors, combat instructors that you'll ever find, especially, well, in this area, Texas anyway, at the very least. Go see people like that. Talk to them. They won't shoot you a line of bull. They will put you right on the right kind of gun, because I guarantee you they'll have any kind of gun you could possibly want to shoot. And if you present yourself to them the right way, they'll let you try them. It's just that kind of a setup. Gun guys are generally some of the greatest people in the world. And gun ladies, they're the greatest people in the world when it comes to other gun people. You know, it's kind of like, I don't care if you want to try my gun out. Here's the thing. I'm going to let you have one round. Let me see how you handle that one round before I hand you a 45 loaded with 14 rounds of high-powered ammunition. Any gun person's going to do that. Don't be afraid of a gun. A gun's a tool. A gun's also something for sport. I enjoy shooting. I've been shooting, like I said, for, well, hell, I'm 62 years old. I've been shooting for 55 years, one way or another. And it's one of those things. It gets in your blood. Once you smell gunpowder, there's nothing like it. Learn to shoot. Get proficient. Train. Get trained. Know what to do, when to do, and how to do. And then don't be afraid to do. The life you save could be your own. Now, don't go thinking that just because, well, I saw this gun in a movie and I got to have that 44 Magnum just like Clint Eastwood. No, don't do that. Not for your first gun. Not for your second gun. Those come down the highway a little ways. Stick with a smaller caliber, intermediate caliber, something that has less recoil, something that you can shoot, that's not quite as expensive. And shooting's not a cheap sport anymore. Price of ammunition's gone up substantially over the years. And it gets to where hand loading is a very attractive option. But I won't shoot hand loads that have been loaded by anyone other than myself. I've seen too many disasters. Underloaded ammunition that left a bullet hung in a barrel. Overloaded ammunition that left a barrel and a slide scattered all over Hell's Half Acre. There's just certain things you don't do. And I personally don't shoot reloads, hand loads, not any other than my own. Those are the things you want to talk to the people at whatever gun store you go to. Don't go running into a gun show somewhere and just, taking that gun. If the guy says, oh, this is just perfect for you. Man, you look good with that gun. That gun would look good on your belt. Don't fall for the sales pitch, man. Don't do it. Go to a trained professional gun salesman, gun owner, and gun user. Go see a shooter. Best advice I can ever give you. Then enjoy the sport. Let me know how that works out for you guys. I'm TexasFred. That's my little post for today. Thank you so much.